So good chat about the IPL and the takeouts that we have had, Dhruv. T20 World Cup, lot of debate, lot of discussions about the Indian squad that has been picked for the T20 World Cup. There have been a lot of opinions about it. Okay, we'll give our tiny bit about the World Cup squad here. Your thoughts about the World Cup squad. Do you think a lot of emphasis was given on IPL? And we have had Rohit clearly say that not everything was on IPL, but there are some cases where IPL form has seen selection happen, right? So what are your thoughts on that?
No, and it's always going to be a tough one because you're picking squads for 3 different formats. So throughout last year, the focus was on the 50 over World Cup. And I think that we're kind of trying to find a balance by some players between who play these bilateral T20 internationals and players who have done well in the IPL. So even if you look at the squad that's been picked now, someone like a Chahal didn't play any T20 internationals, but he's been picked basis IPL form, not just of this season, but the last couple of seasons.
He's been extraordinary.
He's been good. Players who've done well in T20 internationals like Avesh Khan have had to make way for someone like a Siraj because probably the selectors and the management always wanted these players coming in. So in terms of with the squad that we've picked, has it been a little bit on the conservative side? Of course it has. But having said that, Akhil, a lot of these trends we just spoke about with, modern IPL batting and modern T20 batting is a constant evolution process. So I think that going forward, it is going to be a lot difficult in terms of how you pick a squad because the IPL happens for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then there are only 11, 12 players that are going to be playing T20 internationals. A lot of players are rested because of managing the workload with 3 formats. So is this the best T20 squad? It again is debatable. But at the same time, it's also very difficult because you have a 2-month period where you see these IPL players. You've got T20 internationals coming in. So it's quite tough. And in terms of the personnel that we've picked right now, I guess we've looked at a lot of the things they did right in the 50 over format. But I think as time goes on, we'll realize that there are certain different skill sets needed in T20. Like we just said, an opener who only bats 6-7 balls or 20 balls, trying to get 100 runs in the power play. So it's going to be a constant process. And the bowlers, we're going to see different bowlers who can bowl really quick, who can bowl back of the hand slow balls, who can bowl wide Yorkers. These have been going on for the last couple of years. We're probably now going to see an instance where you need bowlers coming in and bowling at 150, 155. England did that very well in the last T20 World Cup with Mark Wood. They've got Mark Wood and Jofra Archer this time. So that is something that will be quite interesting to look at. And how many spinners we play, how many wrist spinners we play. See, you can't pick an Indian team right after an IPL. It doesn't work like that because we've given players, and that's the benefit of being India, that we play a lot of bilateral T20 internationals.
Yeah, we have many options.
Correct, and that is one particular reason why Jaiswal, who did very well in T20 international cricket, was the preferred opener over a Shubman Gill. So, yeah, the jury's out on it, Akhil, but I think...
Doesn't the squad look very similar to what the batting lineup especially? Doesn't it look a lot similar to what it was the last time when we did not do too well in the T20 World Cup, except for a KL Rahul who's been replaced with a Jaiswal. The main addition, the one big addition has been Shivam Dube in the middle order, who could be a power hitter against the spinners. So the squad is more or less the same from what we had last time.
The squad is similar, and that is probably because maybe these players were already identified prior to the IPL. And I think that probably the IPL was just looked as a platform where 1 or 2 players can be looked at. It would have been nice if the players who were identified, communication had probably already gone to them. If it didn't go. So players who did really well in the T20 international phase, like Ravi Bishnoi, they haven't made it. Jitesh Sharma, he's not made it. Rinku as well, just because there weren't any slots. And maybe they knew that the moment Pant got fit, he would walk right back in. So yes, I agree with you that there haven't been too many out-of-the-box selections. However, it'll be nice looking into the T20 World Cup is something that it'll be nice if we could have some innovations with the playing 11. And I think that is something that, where we could look at this IPL, look at the trends and probably see something out of the box where someone like a Virat Kohli should open. And the first conversation people are going to say, but you remember the 2007 50 over World Cup when we had made our best player, Sachin Tendulkar, batted 4. But it's a little different here. I think that having Virat and Rohit open will give you an opportunity to play Sanju at 3 in the form that he's in. And it will then give you the option to play an extra power hitter. Otherwise, there won't be a slot in the 11 for Shivam Dube. Because Hardik Pandya will play because he bowls.
So you are saying Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma as openers.
Yeah, have Sanju at 3.
Samson at 3.
Surya at 4.
Surya Kumar is your fixed number 4.
And then you get Hardik 5, Pant 6, Dube 7, Jadeja 8. Otherwise, and then your 3 can be 1 spinner, either Kuldeep or Chahal, and 2 fast bowlers between Siraj and Bumrah. So you will have Siraj, Bumrah, Chahal / Kuldeep and Jadeja as your 4 bowlers. And Hardik is there. Now, does that weaken the bowling a bit? Yes, because you then need Hardik and Jadeja to bowl. But the trouble is, that's the reason Hardik was picked. And Akhil, if you look at the 50 over World Cup, a lot of people have missed this point. The same thing happened. Shami didn't start because we were playing Hardik. I think we played Shardul in one of the games. But when he got injured
they had to
we
play
went back, and how Rohit has always said that it's better to play your specialists if you don't have an all-rounder option. Now, in this case, it's pretty much the same, where we're not going to have that many options in our bowling. But I would rather prefer that we had a longer batting lineup with a power hitter. And if you don't do that, so say for instance, if you have Jaiswal and Rohit open and Virat at 3, Surya at 4, there's no slot in the 11 to play Dube, right? Because you will play, Pant has to keep. This is if Sanju doesn't play. Sanju is not a number 5. So there's no use.
So Pant maybe opens, Pant bats at 3 instead of Sanju. You get an extra left-hander.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't see him as a number 3. It'll be interesting. On a positive note, I mean, it's nice that we've looked out of the box and got Chahal back as a wrist spinner.
But will he get a game?
It'll be between him and Kuldeep, but I think it's good to have one of the mystery spinners. I honestly would have liked to have seen Avesh in the main squad ahead of Siraj, but like I said, I think that these players were identified already. So it'll be interesting to see how they play. And like I said, innovations in the playing 11 will be interesting because we've followed a very set template in previous T20 World Cups. It'll be very interesting to see Virat open.
He's in good form. He scored the most runs in the IPL. He looks hungry. Motivation is never a question for him. So he has to open and he has to get the runs that he's always got. Obviously, he's been an X factor for all the India-Pakistan T20 games that we have played. There is some fear factor that I'm sure he invokes in the Pakistan team. So he has to open and he has to do his bit.
No, and it's quite phenomenal that at this stage in his career, the hunger and the fire and the mental. Like, I was having a conversation with some RCB fans the other day, and I said that it's going to be very difficult for a team like RCB once Virat retires, because he's carrying that franchise only with his attitude and his energy and his
brand value.
Well, the brand value is another conversation altogether, but just from a playing standpoint, he's carrying the team with that intensity on the field, which is what Dinesh Karthik mentioned on Crickbuzz the other day. And to have that attitude at this stage of his career is amazing. I know as a number 3 in all T20 World Cups, he's been phenomenal. But I think just as an X factor, I'd like to see him open this IPL just so that it gives us another option of a power hitter in the middle phase. And he's that good. His best IPLs, 2016, 2023 and 2024, he opened. And to have him open will be interesting.
All right, interesting. We have our views on the Indian squad selection. We'd love to know your views. Please do write in the comments and let us know what are your thoughts. And we'll keep discussing during the T20 World Cup.